steps to solve for missing side lengths. The first step is to set up a proportion. So I'm setting up a proportion. When I do that, I need to think, what shape do I have that has two sides that are labeled with a number? So when I'm looking at that, I'm just looking at, okay, here on my original, I have 5 and I have 4. That's labeled on two sides. Here I have X and I have 6. So this X tells me that I don't know what that side is. So that means I don't have that. I have a missing part. The side where I do have both shapes is going to go into my orange box. So this is always going to be what I have. So that means I'm going to put my 5 and 4 here in the orange box because that's what I have. Then the next thing I need to think about is, what do I need? So what is the shape with the variable? And we just looked at it and we see that that shape with a variable is our copy. So that's going to go in our green box. Our green box is always going to represent what we need. So I'm going to put X and 6 in my green box. And the reason that I put the 5 with the X is because these are corresponding parts. So here's 5 and here's X. Those are corresponding parts. So that means they are going to go on the top and they're going to be across from each other in my proportion. And then I have 4 and 6 here because 4 and 6 are also corresponding parts. So it's important when we're setting up our proportion that our corresponding parts are across from each other. All right, so the next thing we need to do is to cross multiply and solve for our missing side length, which in this case is the side represented by our variable. So we are going to cross multiply and solve for our variable. So to do that, I'm going to cross multiply 5 times 6 and set that equal to 4 times X. So I have 5 times 6, which is equal to 30. Going to bring down my equal sign. And then I have 4 times X, which is just 4X. And now to solve for X, I need to think 30 is equal to 40 times a number. So to figure out what that number is, I need to do the opposite of multiplication, which is the inverse operation. So the inverse operation of multiplication is division. So I'm going to divide by 4 on both sides. 4 divided by 4 is just 1, so I'm going to cross that out. Then I have 30 divided by 4. So 30 divided by 4 is going to tell me what X is. And 30 divided by 4 is 7 and 5/10. So that means my missing side length, so X, is 7 and 5/10 inches. And if you want to check that, we can check that by finding our scale factor. So I'm going to find my scale factor, and to do that, I'm just going to take 6 divided by 4. So to solve for my scale factor, I need to do my copy. So 6 divided by 4. So if I do 6 divided by 4, that'll give me 1.5. So that means my scale factor is equal to 1.5. So if I want to check that, I know that 4 times 1.5 is equal to 6. So I'm just going to do 5 times 1.5 to make sure that that's equal to 7.5. When I do 5 times 1.5, that is equal to 7.5. So that means this is correct.